Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a full stack software engineer. So this resume is garbage. It's getting practically no interviews. And you can tell if your resume is good or garbage by the ratio, which is how many applications it takes to get a single interview. If you get one interview per 50 applications, your resume is actually pretty good. That's like a C-. If your resume gets more than 50 applications to get a single interview, such as this person, which is about 120 applications to get an interview, it's bad and garbage. But if you get less than 1 to 50, it's great. So this is a software engineer, specifically full stack. They are a fresh grad, and I'm here to tell you why this resume is garbage. So before I do that, though, I do want to let people at home know that, I do more than tech resumes, but like 90% of the resumes that are sent to me are tech. So most of them are tech because the tech market is garbage right now. So they said it's been extremely difficult and I've had no internships, adding to the troubles. Tried to pivot because of oversaturation, but I've only had 2 interviews in 2 months. In 5 months. Which I will say you should be applying to more jobs. This person has a ratio of 125. You should be applying to about 50 applications a week, not within the course of 2 months, which actually a month, 2.5 months. That's way too little job applications. So what do we need for a full stack software engineer? Well, we need degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Look at me. Look at me right now. You're about to complain. You're about to say TypeScript implies. No, it doesn't. Nothing implies nothing. One of the most important rules of resume creation is that if your resume implies you do X, but you do not show X, you do not have X. So I don't care if TypeScript implies whatever. I care that you have JavaScript, TypeScript, HTML, CSS. TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. If that is not in your resume in the first line, you are probably going to get rejected. Then RESTful API or REST APIs. SQL, any, cloud, any, although you do need to name it specifically. You can't say cloud, you have to say AWS, GCP, or Azure. Then any of the backends in the US, Python is more popular, but if you have C#.NET or Java, you are fine. React, React.js, Angular, Node.js, Vue.js, you don't need all of those, but at least 2 of those. DevOps, CI/CD, Agile, Git, and extra credit for large-scale AI tools and cross-functional. So let's see if this person has it, which they do not because their ratio is garbage. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Okay, I cannot use anything here. Where's your degree? Okay, you do have it. Led end design of Briefcast, an AI briefing agent on Claude, which, okay. That doesn't count. That doesn't matter. Architected REST APIs, okay. And PostgreSQL, okay. This doesn't count. Okay, time. So that's all the time I had. Also, I'm letting you all know at home for this video, I have very bad migraines, and today I have an extremely bad migraine. So my reviews today are probably going to be extra harsh, and I may miss something that is more obvious than I normally would. And to everybody at home, unfortunately, that is life. The person reviewing your resume may have a migraine. They may not have slept last night. Their child may have woken them up, or their dog may have barked, and they may have a migraine, or they may be sick. And if your resume is good enough to get past a recruiter that is barely able to focus, then guess what? It's a good resume. So, first things first, I need to tell you all what a keyword is. A keyword is this list. It is what the hiring team needs. And unfortunately, recruiters are not keyword hunting. There is a popular myth that we are keyword hunting, but the answer is we are not. We are qualification hunting. And there is a big difference between the two of those. So, what is a keyword? Again, what the hiring team needs. Everything in that list is a keyword. What is a qualification that you need 75% of to move forward? A qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus the business why you used it. So the non-technical business reasons that you did what you did and where you did it. If it is not what, how, why, where, it does not count as a qualification, not counting your education or years of experience. So this skills section is worthless and does not contain anything we need. Also, this formatting is bad. This is the formatting you want to use. This is the how you do it. The link is in the description below. But for almost everybody in tech, you want this format. The only people that don't want this format is high level directors and managers. We're talking like 20 plus years of experience and job hoppers. If it is not those, then you definitely want to use this format. This is the best format. So then we get to the actual problem with this. Again, this stuff. I don't know why everybody adds these lines. These lines make it harder to read. Already it's better. So first off, your education should be at the top if you graduated. So your education should be here. Second, these are terrible bullet points. The first one has hot dogs. The second one has bad qualifications. So, what is a hot dog in hiring? I want you to imagine that you're hungry. You go to a restaurant and you're like, I would like 1 cheeseburger, please. And the waiter says 1 cheeseburger, and you say 1 cheeseburger. That is all I would like today from this fine establishment, because you talk weird like that. So the waiter comes back and says, hello, good sir or ma'am. Here is your singular cheeseburger. And instead of a cheeseburger, they hand you a plate of hot dogs with cheese on the side. And you say, what is this? This is not what I wanted. I wanted a cheeseburger. These are hot dogs. And the waiter says, well, a hot dog has meat like a hamburger. A hot dog has cheese like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns like a hamburger. So when you wanted to when you said a hot dog, when you said a hamburger, what you actually meant was these 3 hot dogs. You would look at them like they were crazy and you would walk away because that is not what you wanted. That is the exact same thing here. Led the end-to-end design and delivery of Briefcast, Hot Dog, an autonomous AI briefing agent. Mostly Hot Dog. It's kind of extra credit. Claude API that researches user-defined topics. Hot Dog. Then we go down to here. Architected RESTful APIs with fast APIs. I don't need fast APIs. And SQL. Good. Spanning 12 endpoints. Nope, this is bad qualification. This is too technical. I don't know what that is, and the people hiring you are not going to either. This is no job description has ever said in their life you need to have spanned 12 endpoints across authentication using CRUD and analytical against normalized schemas. You need to write a non-technical reason you did what you did. Own the application security with JW2, Hot Dog, and Pydantic. Extra credit. Pydantic is extra credit. Enforcing a 15-minute token expiry with blah, 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 blah does not matter. Hot Dog. Hot Dog, Hot Dog, Hot Dog, Hot Dog, Hot Dog, Hot Dog, Hot Dog. Delivered front end with React. Good. Hot Dog, Hot Dog, Hot Dog, Hot Dog, Hot Dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Yeah, there's like nothing salvageable in this resume. You know what I don't see? TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. You know what I don't see? Python. You know what I don't see? I don't see DevOps. I don't see CI/CD. I don't see Agile. I don't see Git. This resume has nothing in it. This is why you are getting rejected, is your resume is terrible. So I need you to delete this and start again. I need you to make it look like this. I need you to put your education up front, and I need bullet points that state what you did, how you did it, the non-technical reason you did it, and where you did it. The where is just under another job. That's what where is. You know what you could have said? Led the end-to-end design of a website using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and SQL in an AWS environment so that customers could create photos of their dogs and post them online. That would be a phenomenal sentence that would get you hired. Alone. And that's why this resume stinks. And you're just not applying to enough jobs. You need to apply to about 50 a week. Let's be honest. There is a volume issue here too. Because remember, I give people a 1 interview per 7 applications. So that is what I'm going to need you to do to fix it. I'm going to need you to delete it, start again, fix the formatting, fix all the bullet points, add the stuff that's actually relevant, because hot dogs do not get you hired. If your resume is hot dogs based, you are going to get rejected like this person. And I need you to have stuff that is relevant. So it's like, while yes, not having internships is going to affect your chances, it is not the deal breaker that you think it is. The biggest deal breaker is that you don't have anything they want. And I know you've done it. Like, I know you've actually done this, but resumes are not made to make you look good. They're made to show the minimum qualifications of the role. And this resume shows that you do not meet the minimum qualifications of this role. You do not show how good you are through a resume. You do that through the interview, which is the point of the interview, is to show you're better than other people. But through the resume, you have to blend in. So that's it for this resume. Before we go to the next resume, I just want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. And to all of my members who get access to my videos early, thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. If anybody wants to join and be a member, they can join in the link below. But yeah, my members are supporting me, and I really appreciate it as a small channel. So thank you, and let's go to the next resume. This is a business analyst. Now, this person is using the other style of resume, that format that I told you about. So remember, I said that this is good for every single person except high-level directors, and job hoppers. And this person has some bad job hoppy experience, so they are using the other format that I have, which is I just have a problem teaching it. So yeah, this is how it is. I call it the 3 bucket style. The basic principle is you have 3 keyword things right here that are common. So for business analyst, it would be like business analyst, ERP systems, and stakeholder management. And then you bundle the rest of your experience into it by putting the total amount and then your actual work history at the very bottom, which is what this person has done. So this is the other format, and it's almost correct. You still want to use the same font, though. You still want to use the same font, the same spacing as this. Everything else, though, is going to look like this. So remember, this is only good if you're a job hopper or high level director. Okay, if you're not those two, you do not need this format. So for a business analyst, we need SQL, Industry, Microsoft 365, PowerPoint, Outlook, Excel, Word, Jira, SAP, requirements gathering and documentation, influencing cross-functional from IC to stakeholder managers and proactively solving business problems, explaining complex topics to non-technical people, meet multiple deadlines concurrently, and Agile, Scrum, Waterfall, and some additional tools as well. So those are what we're looking for. This person said, try to denumber the bullet list. I like this format a lot, but I definitely need more guidance on ordering and other stuff because the brief experience I've had with people reviewing this is they kind of meander about the page. Definitely a lot of improvements to be had on my end. Yeah, so even without like starting the 20 seconds, my big thing is the font is incorrect and there's too many bullet points. I don't know if you need this many bullet points. You could probably do with maybe 3 to 4 bullet points per each of these. Like if you had 10 years of experience, maybe, but in this case, less is more. So let's see what we can do to improve it. And 20 seconds on the clock. So go. Okay. Figure transaction routing for full business resulting in improved cost. There's not really a lot there. Streamline sales initiative, power automate, close data gaps. Kind of not there. Increase rental is a product. Yeah, here's okay. Develops dashboards and workflows. Okay, so my problem with this is I still don't see a lot of the stuff I'm looking for. Now, I'm actually going to control F. So SQL I don't see, right? Where's SQL? Where's Microsoft? I don't see. Where's PowerPoint? I don't see. Where's Excel? I don't see. Where's SAP? It's all the way down here. Where is, like, the problem is you still have to write the bullet points the same. And I don't actually see any bullet points that I can use for the first one. Like, just because you're using this format doesn't mean you can't get away from using the qualifications correctly. And that's kind of my problem with this, is I see Power BI all the way at the bottom, but I don't see anything I'm needed. In fact, the entire first business analyst thing, which I don't see. I don't see anything here I could use. Like I see a little bit like you still have to write the bullet points like everybody else. And I don't see it. And then we get down to here again, which is okay, but the bullet points are bad. So what I would like you to do, since we are struggling a little bit with this, is I'd like you to pick, I want you to make sentences of these, okay? I want you to make sentences of things you've done with this. And I want you to make a total of 9 sentences. And then once you have made a total of 9 or let's say 12 sentences max, no, 9 to 11 sentences. Once you have made 9 to 11 sentences total with this stuff, then you can put them in these slots. But right now, the business analyst is entirely hot dogs. Right now, the ERP system doesn't even tell me what ERP it is. It's too detailed. I don't know what ERP this is. I want to know, like, was it Workday? Was it ADP? Was it whatever EMS is, MES? So I don't see it here. And then here I also like this one. I like this, but it's only enough. So just because the format is different doesn't mean you write the bullet points any different. So yeah, when you want to do this, which again I call the 3 bucket strategy, is create 9 sentences with all of these total, right? Each sentence should have a minimum of 3, a maximum of 9, a maximum of 6. Create your sentences, and then once you create the sentences with this, then we can plug them into this and see where it goes. But right now, this shows we don't have anything. This shows, again, entirely hot dogs. This stakeholder management one has some good stuff in there. But again, you need a minimum of 3 per sentence of 3 keywords, and this only has 1. This only has 1. No, this has 2. Yeah, this one has 3. And this one doesn't have anything. So you really only have, and this is the big problem with this resume, is you only have 1 good sentence. And it's a very good sentence, but if you notice, you need more than 1 good. So make the sentences first and then put them into places. But you need to have used this. So do this first, then put it in next resume. This is a software engineer intern. This person has stated senior, graduating in December. I might extend if I don't get an internship. The market is so bad. I would not recommend that. Just because I don't think you're going to outrace the market. Let's be honest. If you just started your bachelor's, you might be able to hold off until the recession is over, but I don't think you're going to outpace the market. I would recommend, instead of extending and spending more money at school, to just dig in and apply. Now, I will say there's nothing in November, December, regardless of what you're going to do, but the biggest job search boom of the year is January, February, and March. Specifically, the second week of January is when it starts. So you will have no success on November, December. That is okay. But in January, February, and March, that is the biggest job boom of the year and the most likely chance you're going to get hired. But again, would not really recommend trying to extend if you don't get an internship. I don't think it's going to really change anything besides you being in college more, which, if you want, that's fine. But that's not what you're here for me to tell you. So, all right, so what do we need for an intern? Well, we need this degree, a basic knowledge of the stack that you're applying for. So could be full stack, could be Python backend, could be whatever. I need a basic tech stack. So that's language, SQL, cloud, RESTful APIs, AI, object-oriented programming. And you may not have cloud. Not every intern has cloud. That's okay. And I also need the ability to work well with others and take direction and criticism. If you, as an intern, do not show that you can work with others and take direction and criticism, you will be rejected. That is so critical to have. So, we don't know this person's ratio, but we know they haven't been able to get an intern. So let's see what is wrong with this resume in 20 seconds. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Formatting is atrocious. What is this? Why does this matter? This one doesn't matter. Demo to live class. Okay, this doesn't matter. Built a mostly doesn't matter because you didn't do qualifications. That one's okay. But why did you do it? Okay, time. Yeah, this format is close to what I have, but not there. This does not look like this. This is different than this. This is easy to read. This is difficult to read. You need to fix your formatting to look like this, okay? Second off, projects don't need dates. Let's face it, your project can last as long or as little as you want. Does not matter. Nobody really cares about your project dates. So dates do not belong for projects. For internships and full-time work they do, but for projects, yeah, who cares, right? Nobody cares. That's fine. That's not a big deal if it lasts for a month or 12 months. Then code path, this doesn't matter. I don't know what this is. I don't see why this would matter. I'm double check what it code path. Yeah, I don't know what that is, and I don't know why that would matter for an internship. That's not going to be looked upon highly. Yeah, so this doesn't matter. And then we get to the real problem with this once I fix. See, formatting-wise, it already looks a little better. The problem is, again, there's nothing that shows that you're qualified, right? Demoed to a live class has nothing I need. Why do I care that you demoed to it? Built a live QA platform with React, okay. But what, okay, I'd rather you say used React, Node.js, PostgreSQL, and Google Auth, and I don't think Google Auth is something they'd want, to build a live QA platform where hosts create rooms and share links via QR code or join. Remember, the most important part is your tech stack. Don't bury it in the bottom half. This should be in the first half. So this sentence is reversed. Then we go to this one, which is developed with 3-person team with twice This is weird grammar. I'm full disclosure, I'm not the best at grammar, but this is phrased weirdly, and I don't know why. I'd rather you say worked with a 3-person agile team where we met twice weekly to X and Y, because this doesn't show what you've done. Remember, this is the keyword of work with others. This is not the qualification of work with others. So I need to see the qualification of what you've done. And leveraged constructive criticism for my redesign clusters. Again, I want it to be a little bit better. Don't leverage, just say let's see. Received criticism or constructive criticism from my senior engineer to redesign the cluster component where I then did it, because you don't say how you used it. You can't just say took direction. You can't just say took criticism. You have to do how you used it. And you don't really tell me that. So this doesn't really count, because right now it just says you got criticized. It doesn't say I got constructive criticism from my teacher where I used it to apply a SQL and cloud server before our next meeting weekly or something. That's how I want it. It's just, these are really, really bad sentences. Built and shipped cross-platform using React. Okay, good. Tari, nope. Java, good. Packages of Windows and Style adopted. But why? What did it do? Was it just a calendar app? What did it do with the calendar? I don't know. You didn't tell me. You need to go back through these, and you need to show me the non-technical reasons. This is a case of where you have the keywords, but you do not have the qualifications, because you wrote them in such a poor way that people cannot actually do that. So I need you to go back, and I need you to write them with the what, the how, the why, and then the where, because I just don't see it for this resume. It's so difficult to read. The grammar is off, and it's just slightly wrong. So fix the formatting, fix the bullet points, and then show me what you've done. Don't tell me, show me. Next resume. This is a resume of a full stack software engineer. So we already know what we're looking for. TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So let's see. And this person, we don't know their ratio. They have not applied to a ton of roles. Go. Okay, degree, good. System in C#. Okay, bad description. Attach the end-to-end autocomplete in Azure. Okay, good. RESTfully returning the right match for, but why? Built an OOP Excel parser, parsing 1,000 rows, but why? Migrated from React to Node. That one's good. I like that one. And time. Yeah. So, quick formatting issue. There should be a space right here. And there should be no space here. But otherwise, the formatting is good. There should also be a space here as well. Otherwise the format is fine. My big issue here is, again, you have the keywords, you don't have the qualifications. You implemented a system in C#, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and SQL. Okay, good. Managing permissions for users. But why did you make the system? What was the point of the system? What kind of permissions? What did they use those permissions for? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Architected an end-to-end autocomplete system, returning the right match. So it's a record system? Like what? Okay. Also, this could be wrapped up into this one. Like this could be one bullet point, right? Implemented a system in C#, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL in a Azure and RESTful APIs and Azure environment that did X, because I don't know what this, why did you get permissions? I don't know what this is for. I don't know why you did it, but these can be combined. These should probably be combined because that's enough to combine them. Built an OOP Excel parser, hot dog, and C#. You already mentioned it earlier. And TypeScript. Okay, that's good. Parsing row. I get that you streamlining compliance data collection, but that's still too zoomed in. Why did they need to get compliance? What was the point of streamlining that? Why did it matter that they got the compliance? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Migrated the platform to a single page app using React, Node.js, and Next, reducing the time required to launch new customer-facing forums and providing a smoother user experience. Perfection. I have no complaints. I love that. That's how I want you to write out all of them, right? Like this is great. Developed a local front end using Docker. Again, probably a hot dog. Integrated with Git. Okay, good. And Azure DevOps. Nope. This doesn't count. If Java is different than JavaScript, then Azure DevOps CI/CD may be different than DevOps CI/CD and Agile. There should be commas under all of those. It should be and Azure, comma, DevOps, comma, CI/CD pipelines. Also, you already mentioned Azure up above. You don't need to mention it twice in the same job. That is the rule. The same keyword should not be duplicated in the same job. In the other jobs, you can, but not in the same one. So my big problem with this is, again, you have the keywords, but you don't have the qualifications. I need you to write them all like this sentence, because this was great. I loved it. I love this sentence right here. This was great. The rest of them need to be written like that. And the first two bullet points should be combined, because I still don't know what your thing is you did. You have spent 5 bullet points telling me about this app that I have no idea what it's about. And that's not good. So that's all I can do for this one. Again, it's not the worst resume ever, but those are the problems, is you don't tell me the non-technical reason. And again, you have a bunch of numbers with this. I don't want numbers unless it's the amount of users you have. Next resume. This is a resume of an AI ML intern. This person said, just a heads up, I actually have an extra project which matches the keywords, but this is my other resume. This is my master resume. Never send out a master resume. Your resume needs to be tailored to the job title, not the job itself. The job title of what you're going for. If you tailor the job to the job itself, you are going to get too far behind in the ATS, because ATS is our first come, first serve. It's not that AI baloney, it's first come, first serve. So you tailor it to the job title you're going for. But if your resume is not the right job title, even if you go first, it's not relevant, so we're not going to care. So you need to make it to the job title. That is what these keywords are for. So remember, a perfect resume does nothing if you are not within the first 100 people to apply. And if you are within the first 100 people to apply, a resume that has no content in it is garbage. So you need both. You need to apply within the first 100 and have a job title specific resume. So this person has stated not getting any interview calls, been getting rejected or ghosted. All right, so let's see what I can do to help, and I'm about to roast them. So what do we need for an AI ML intern? The same thing we need for every other intern, which is explaining technical concepts which is taking direction and criticism, and that you can work well with others. Every single intern needs to show they can take direction, criticism, and work well with others. It is one of the most important things in your resume for an intern. Once you're going for your first full-time job, who cares? You don't need it. But for an intern, you need it. So, besides that, we need some of this list. Again, you don't need all of them. So basic software engineering stuff like Python, TypeScript, JavaScript, React, SQL, Git, Cloud, APIs. There's some other stuff there. I just need a basic language. Then basic AI. So AI, ML, RAG, Gen AI, Agentic AI, AI, ML, AI tools, LangGraph, or LangChain. I would recommend trying not to do too much about chatbots. They're not looked as favorably in the AI world. And then this is a new one, which is explain complex topics to non-technical people. Your job as an AI person might be to talk with the client, and that client may not know how to turn on their monitor. I'm not joking. And that client is paying you, and they're gonna ask you, hey, why is my refrigerator not doing my taxes? I put in ChatGPT on it, and it said it could do it. And you have to explain to them why ChatGPT cannot do their taxes on their refrigerator. How you would need to create an entire model for it. And then you'd have to explain what a model is. So I need that stuff. So can I find it in 20 seconds? Probably not, but let's find out. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Doesn't matter. Why do I care? Why do I care? This doesn't matter. There's your education. Engineer real-time data pipelines with Apache Kafka. Okay. Enabling faster response for business teams, kind of. And hot dog. Yeah. Did nothing here. I mean, again, I saw Python, which is fine up there, but you didn't tell me the business reasons. So this resume doesn't work. Nothing about this resume works. None of these bullet points show me what I need. They don't have any of the qualifications. They don't have the keywords or how you did it. You're gonna need to redo this, because remember, if you're a software engineer, I want you to think about this. All right, here's another thought experiment. Not thought experiment. Here's something I want you to do. I want you to think about somebody you know. This person has trouble with computers. They are not a classmate. They are maybe your parents, your grandparents, a significant other, an aunt and uncle. And when you told them you got a CS degree or you're learning machine learning, they looked at you and said, so you're teaching a computer how to write math problems? And you have to be like, well, okay, no, not really. And they say, what's a computer science? So my monitor's not working. My computer's not working, and I've tried everything. I've hit the power button, and it's not working. And then you go over, and you have to turn their computer on. I want you to write your resume for that person. That person needs to be able to understand what you use these for and how you use them, and they need to understand it, and they need to be able to find this. Because built XGBoost classification models, 96.6% AUC smote threshold tuning on imbalanced data, 1 in 27 fraud ratio, reducing financial risk exposure for stakeholders means nothing. What is that? I don't know. Built Grafana dashboards, visualizing throughput, latency, computer lag, giving teams real-time visibility for faster decisions. That's actually good. I like that one. The first part is hot dogs, though, unfortunately. This is how you write it. This is good. This is a good way of writing it. The problem is this had no keywords. You need them all. Remember, a qualification is a keyword plus how plus why plus where. And if it's not those four, it doesn't count. So you had a good how, you had a good why, you had a good where, you didn't have the keyword, and that means that's bad. So I want you to take this resume and I want you to redo it. Except for this sentence. I like it. I like the bottom part of that sentence. And again, I want you to keep that person in mind when you write it, because you have to have them read your resume and they will understand, oh, that's why you used Python, TypeScript, and JavaScript. They don't have to understand what they do, but they do have to understand the purpose through which you use them. And remember, if it's not this, it's a decline. It's a hot dog. And you know what I don't see here? I don't see any of the tech. I don't see that you can explain technical concepts to non-technical people. I don't see that you can take direction and criticism, and I don't see that you can work well with others. And you need these. Otherwise, you're just going to keep getting rejected. Now, when you apply for your first real full-time job, you do not need the direction and criticism and work well with others. That is implied. But for internships, you do. So that is why this resume is garbage and does not work, is it doesn't have any qualifications. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. And to everybody who's a member of mine, thank you very much for your support. My members get access to videos early. And if you want to be a member, you can join in the link below. But as a small channel, your membership means a lot to me. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And if anybody needs their resume reviewed, they can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlestheadhunter and right here on YouTube. But that is it for me. I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Later.